We're covering Colorado first on CBS News Colorado at 6. Now, even a small fire can be a big problem in Colorado. Thankfully, a small wildfire burning just outside of Frisco is well on its way to becoming history. Good evening. I'm Michaela White in for Michael Spencer.
And I'm Karen Lee. The Meadow Creek fire was reported yesterday afternoon when it was still less than an acre. But with it being so close to I-70 and the town of Frisco, fire crews took no chances. Our Mountain Newsroom reporter Spencer Wilson joins us from the base of that area.
And Spencer, things look much better today than yesterday out there.
Absolutely. Yeah, yesterday, if you were driving along I-70, you would have probably seen smoke. And they had so much here that they actually had to have people stop calling 911 in order to actually get to the fire. Now today, unless you were right here, you wouldn't even notice. But that's how they like it.
The Meadow Creek Trailhead fire is a whopping 3/10 of an acre, so it's tiny. And it stayed that way thanks to quick work from firefighters.
We monitored it this morning. It hadn't creeped through the line. So now we're going on the interior of it, gridding it and looking for any kind of hot spots that we might come across and making the hot spots cold. There's still pockets of heat.
Gridding won't leave you with a manicure, but it does give you a pretty good idea of where the hot spots of a fire still are hiding. And you only need one hot spot with this kind of wind to kick something much bigger off than 3/10 of an acre, even with all the rain and hail we've gotten this spring.
We have had a lot of moisture this season, but our finer, flashier fuels are starting to cure out, and they're going to be more receptive as it gets hotter and drier through the season. Lower elevations are already seeing that, and even in some of their heavier fuels. And so, as we're getting hotter and drier and things are drying out, these fuels will become more receptive to any kind of possible ignition, whether it's human caused or natural.
Speaking of causes, there's no official cause for this fire yet, but there was someone camping right where the fire got started. Whether or not that's relevant, fire crews said this serves as a perfect reminder. We don't always get this lucky.
It's always the right time to practice good behaviors, to model good behaviors. So putting out campfires, doing what we can to prevent human-caused fires is a year-round job. At this time of year, as we're getting hotter and drier in particular, pay special attention to it.
And since it is that time to pay some special attention to it, we will remind you how to put out those campfires safely. Douse it with water, stir it around with either a shovel or something, and then get your hand real close. Feel if there is some heat there. If there is still heat, you need to rinse and repeat one more time. Douse it, stir it, feel for heat. Douse it, stir it, feel for heat. That is how you know you are not going to create a problem for somebody else down the line or potentially spark a wildfire. Live in Frisco, Spencer Wilson covering Colorado first.